Hello, my name's Sam Taylor. I'm here with Tim McCaw and we're talking to Moth Collective, who are three directors in their own right, but they also work together as a collective. So there's Dave Prosser, Daniel Chester, and
oh God,
the person known as Margot. I was gonna say, does anybody know how to pronounce your name?
This is
like,
why you wanted me
rest
to
of
do
the
the
team?
intro, isn't it? And this is why I wanted you to do it.
Can you guys? Can you say?
Never.
really?
No,
I've written it.
I can do it.
Go on.
Want to do it now?
Yeah.
Oh no, but she's looking right at me.
Okay, I'm gonna go away.
Okay, Mary Margot Securis Ganasovitz.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Are you, can you actually not?
Never got the middle bit. Never got the middle
Dang.
bit.
Oh my God.
Oh dear.
How long have you known each other? How long have you lot known each other?
6 years? No.
Yeah, 6 years now.
2008.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
And that's.
Long enough to learn someone's name.
Exactly.
Just getting
Shame on
baby steps.
So did you guys meet when you were all at the RCA in the first year?
Yes. Yeah. I remember. I'm gonna say this. I remember entering the room, and there was you two, Matthias, Mikey, and Daniel Adderley, and you were kind of just standing around the table, the white table, and it was just men, and I just walked in and I thought they're all so beautiful. I'm like, I'm gonna look
You were
at
in the
nice,
white industry.
nice men for 2 years.
Always waiting for a girl.
All those
to-
guys,
Yeah, exactly.
all those guys were like, a girl.
Exactly, one girl.
Were you the only girl on the course at RCA?
No, there was were we half and half? No.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was about half and half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And what's it like being the only girl in Moth Collective?
Nice.
It's alright.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're pretty manly.
Exactly.
You just need that
I can't keep
counterbalance.
up with that.
Was there ever any other members of Moth, or was it always just been you three?
Yeah, it sort of started in the second year when we.
Yeah, well, Dave and I did a music video together, which we kind of started in between first year and second year.
We just buried pretty deep on the internet.
Yeah, that's somewhere up there.
Dig it out.
Dig it out.
In the show notes. What was it called?
It was for an artist called Andrea Triana on Ninja Tune, and it was her debut single. And I think an email went around the RCA asking for people to pitch on it. And Dave and I sort of.
Yeah, it was just when we should have been starting our final films.
Really?
Down and spent.
We were doing our dissertation, weren't we? That's where we met up in the library.
Crucial point.
Yeah, it was a crucial point.
But we spent the first 3 months doing that, and it was like live action and animation.
Yeah.
And it was like a £3,000 budget or something. It was, yeah.
Yeah, maybe even less than that.
It was really.
Yeah, no, I think we just decided after that I don't know, I didn't really know how it happened. Did someone make a decision? We just kind of sort of decided we'd like to work together.
Did you guys think that was like a big budget when you was studying, or did you sort of know then it was little?
I think we knew it was small, like especially because we're doing a lot of live action, which we hadn't done before. So
Yeah.
we knew we had to spend a lot for the. But we spent money on ridiculous things. Like we hired this amazing what was it called? The Steadicam harness.
Oh right, yeah.
I remember Mikey Police was our cameraman.
Really?
And we had to go. We had to go to this thing to pick it up, and they were like, "Oh, so who's your cameraman?" And we were like, "Oh, it's like this guy, Mikey Police." They're like, "Oh, like he knows how to use the Steadicam." And we're like, "Yeah." And then sort of watch YouTube tutorials when we got back.
Yeah.
Could he use it after that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty heavy, aren't they?
They're really heavy. Yeah.
People have got to train to use these.
I know,
things.
it's like a complete occupation or something.
I think he got it pretty good.
Yeah, so and we filmed it in his warehouse at the time as well.
Mm.
But,
Mikey's well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he have one while studying?
Yeah. He was in East London,
Clapton.
like a space. Yeah, Clapton.
Yeah, it was a nice one.
Yeah, it was just an ideal little space for us to use and stuff. And yeah, anyway, but kind of after that, I guess we just decided that we sort of wanted to carry on working together, and then
yeah.
So how many people were on your course at the RCA?
16.
16?
yeah, about 16.
And you guys ended up sort of hanging out and
Yeah, I don't know.
Working together.
We were the youngest in the group as well. I
Yeah.
don't know whether that was
We were
something
the-
to do with it.
We
but
were the
it was-
youngest and we were the most hand-drawn, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh right, okay.
I think so.
I think we came from, because there was a lot of people in the course that came from different backgrounds, so like
Right.
fine art or architecture or
Mm.
product design even. But we were, I think, maybe the ones that came out of a illustration animation background, like draw. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of
We
having
were the
fairly
kids.
sort of, I don't know, naturally really.
Mm.
And so when that
Yeah.
music video came out, did it come out under Moth?
No, it was
No.
just me and Dan at the time.
Right.
Yeah,
It's my
we hadn't
first-
really sort of conceived that whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't really decide on properly coming together as a collective. I think till towards the end of the year. I think we knew we wanted to work together.
End of the third year?
And a second
Oh,
year,
second
only
year,
2
second
years,
year.
yeah.
I think it
Oh, right,
happened
right,
at
of course,
the,
yeah.
I don't know, like at the graduation show. We said, oh, let's do this and.
Yeah, it was
No,
really last minute.
A bit, yeah,
I remember
a bit
printing
before the
business cards
graduation.
like
Yeah.
the day before
Day
the
before
show.
That's when
the
you're official,
industry
isn't it?
night.
And that kind of felt more like something was
That's like proposing to somebody with a ring.
yeah. Yeah, the business card was
I think I remember being in the studio and you guys walked in, or you walked in, and you told me something like, "Hey, like, are you still up for? Sometimes we've been talking about working together. Shall we just do it?" And I'm like, "Okay." I think it was pretty.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It didn't seem like there was a clear point when we did it, but it was just like
it just happened.
like better our chances and sort of clip together.
And the idea was that you would sort of you'd be able to put out more work with three, or that you could combine your portfolios, or what was the?
I don't know.
I guess yeah. I think
I think we were just scared. That's what we wanted to.
we were so scared.
Just
Let's
like
be
go hand in hand.
Cling on to each other.
Yeah,
It's nice to be part of
like
the
a
gang.
promise that
Yeah.
we're not going to lose each other after.
Yeah, but I think,
Gradually.
but I mean, that's like kind of how it worked though. Yeah, we kind of pulled our work into one site, I guess, and put that up. And but I think we always knew that, we didn't want to set up a studio. That was never really the
Right,
intention.
okay.
It was more just like a really loose thing that we would try and get some projects together, and it always felt sort of quite casual, I guess. And
Yeah, I guess it stayed that way, but
It stayed that way up until now. How long ago was that?
2010.
yeah, 4 years ago now.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there was like other people that wanted to join. I remember at the time we were like,
There was?
yeah, there was like a
Yeah.
few
There was a
other
few
people. but
Yeah, there was
just
some,
like,
just
I don't know why. We didn't, like,
Oh, that
I think we
was
just
awkward. It's been like,
yeah. I think
But I think in the end,
The thing
it was
is-
our work that tied us together, and
Yeah,
it wasn't just like any. It wasn't just like any group of.
friends.
Yeah.
We couldn't. Yeah, and we were actually a very close year, so we were all very good friends. So in a way,
Right.
if we had done it on a friends basis, then
Mm.
the whole course would be one collective.
Yeah.
And and we thought let's just start the three of us and
because we weren't really sure what we were doing with it, so we didn't want to like include
Yeah.
other people.
Well, yeah, that's the
tie
other reason.
people
Yeah,
to something that
don't want to bring them down. Bring them down. With us.
So what was the first project you guys did all together then?
Oh God, it's Channel 4.
Oh yeah, no, that was bad.
Yeah.
It's not out. You're never gonna. See it.
Oh really?
Yeah,
we
we did.
never went out, or it's just not.
No, it did. It was.
It did go
No,
out,
we've hidden it.
Well, we did. Yeah, we did this. It was like a Channel 4 documentary, and we did like a little short that went with it.
Right.
It was a really bizarre project because it was all about like how in film. I can't even remember what it's about now. Was it like how you can get people to feel fear through showing film? So like feel your skin crawling or something.
The whole documentary?
No, this is one
it was
episode.
called like the Science of
Science
Art,
of
and it was like a
Art,
3-part series.
Ah,
or
that's
something,
right, yeah.
And one of them was film, and it was about
How certain there's sort of like a recipe shots that create
That's the one.
it was like proving
emotions.
yeah, whether you could make like a sort of recipe to make a film that made
Right.
you sort of emote something.
Right.
Yeah, and kind of
And
using
it's-
science to because
Yeah,
when we
they
did
had
it, they
their
had
tests.
they got sent off to like San Diego,
Yeah.
and they put someone with like the little things on their head and like measured their reaction.
Yeah.
I think it was only an animatic at that stage.
So you had to produce a scary bit of animation using their recipe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Did
a
it
recipe for disaster.
It was a recipe. Nice.
Did
Yeah.
people get scared? Or was you the other guys who were sort of scared?
I don't know. It's really funny because we sent it off to this thing to be like to record people's reactions to it using scientific machines.
So it's the way that like test trailers in Hollywood or something.
That's
For
right,
people
yeah,
for,
yeah.
Like fMRI scanners.
Oh yeah.
And they did the same thing for.
our.
Animatic.
I think they just done like a
Hand-drawn.
Harry Potter trailer there or
Right.
something, and then our film went in. But it was like a really early stage.
And what did
Just
people
like line
feel?
drawn as well. So it's like,
I don't know. We never really like when we watched the actual final result. Like they're kind of talking about the scientist guy, and he's like, "Yeah, there was like a little spike at one moment." Yeah, it was a bit of a crazy project. Really.
yeah, it was great though because it went on
Yeah, it went on
Channel 4
Channel 4.
and it was like
They
That's
came
pretty
and
big
filmed-
for your first kind of thing.
Yeah.
Most people just do like brand corporate stuff for their first thing or whatever.
Yeah, they came and filmed us at my warehouse.
Your warehouse.
Marg and I just like it was kind of awkward.
Yeah, it's like, can you pretend you're drawing?
So what they kind of built a story around the fact that you were making this animation, and then they filmed the people
Exactly.
watching
So
it,
the whole
and then
episode's
they-
building up like, oh, we're gonna make a film,
It was very
and then it's
Channel
like
4.
Okay.
going
That's
through
pretty
different
good,
things.
man.
Yeah.
So it's like a showcase as well as like you're producing a bit of animation.
Yeah, exactly.
And
It's like reality
I want to see
TV.
this. I want to try and find this
We're-
one.
yeah,
We'll take it out. Yes, it was. It
If
just
it's
didn't
still
turn out that great. It wasn't our story.
I really want to know what the graph looks like. I want to watch the film with the
A
graph.
tiny spike.
When you put it, when you put it on the screen, you should have a little side by side of the graph.
Yeah.
Just see how it works.
But there was like fun parts to that project. Like they did a
Yeah.
big screening when it finished, and like pulled a lot of people in.
Yeah.
And there was like really nice things to it.
Mm.
And the presenter.
Yeah, Matt Kane. He was
Yeah.
yeah, we.
He was funny.
Wicked.
Yeah.
So how did that thing come about? Is that something that you got through the RCA or?
I don't remember actually. I know we pitched on it. I went for a meeting with them,
I don't remember how it got.
but I know there was a couple of other people from the RCA who also
Maybe it was an RCA.
were got interviewed for it and stuff.
Yeah.
And how much work have you guys got through the RCA since you've sort of joined and since you left the
We
work?
didn't really.
No.
I mean,
Do you mean through like?
I mean, like, is there like alumni sort of letters that sort of talk about jobs and stuff?
you get the odd emails.
Yeah, the odd emails. Whether we've done. Oh, we did a little thing for that Freedom for Palestine
Oh,
project.
yeah, yeah.
That was three. Yeah, like some little things, but
It's usually things though that they contact the university knowing that they have no budgets and that they
Right,
want some
okay,
students to do
okay.
them. So
Yeah,
Mm.
it's always the way. I used to be part of like my old college's newsletter thing. And it was just always the same
yeah.
thing. Like
Yeah,
just
I've
the
got
end
the
of
worst.
Great
the-
opportunity for you.
Like the same projects that are coming up and
Oh god, it was awful. One was like,
Music
we want
videos.
something that looks like gorillas, but we've got £500. Go buy some gorillas DVDs and then
yeah.
yeah, they're great those things.
yeah, I don't know.
But I guess the Ninja Tune thing was great in that game.
Oh, yeah.
We all really like me and you like the label. And
Yeah. But yeah, so that was through the RCA. But I mean, like so many jobs has come through people that we know from the RCA,
Yeah.
and especially like when it comes to freelancing as well. Like
Yeah.
it's definitely a sort of
Recommend it.
laid the foundations.
So,
Yeah.
So you're pretty pleased that you went there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
we had a good group, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know whether.
Yeah, we had a
You were
great year.
very
and-
lucky
Yeah, your
to-
years was like a particular vintage, wasn't it? It was, wasn't like that from that year. Every film that was nominated from a BAFTA
Yeah.
was from.
So that's
Dave's.
Dave's film,
Mikey.
Matt Fisher and Mikey's film.
Matthias.
Yeah,
it's
and
Matthias.
Matthias.
So-
Yeah,
so
that's pretty.
it's incredible. Yeah.
It's a pretty
Yeah.
fun party. It was-
Yeah.
yeah, it was good.
I suppose it makes it sort of nice to know that, like, even if you don't win or whatever, your mate's going to win.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's kind of a win for you anyway, coming from the same course and stuff.
Yeah. But like, other than that, yeah, we were just a good. We're all really close friends, I think.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I guess you guys are slightly unusual in the sense that you work together as a collective, but you're also individual directors as well. And I think I was aware of your work, Dave, before anybody else's. And perhaps that's because you're slightly more active online. Is that right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I guess it's fair time.
You guys don't have
No.
Twitters and Tumblrs.
I only do the moth
Moth one,
Well, I
yeah.
don't have them.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
So you're the voice of Moth.
No, we all share that. No, but generally, yeah. I mean, that's like
Have you had the conversation about how responsibilities break down? Is it like someone does communication, someone does?
It's not really. Yeah,
No.
it's pretty loose. It's kind of
Right.
yeah, but I don't have my own. I don't think I even have my own Vimeo account.
Really?
No, we don't have our own.
Yeah, we just have a
We
joint
just
one.
have-
I did set up one, but I guess I've been pretty active online ever since I sort of graduated my BA.
Right. Okay.
I've always,
So
I
before
don't
the
know.
RCA.
Yeah, I don't know. So I've always been connected in that sense, I guess, and always tried
Right.
to
What was it you did as a BA course?
illustration. Yeah, it's in Norwich.
Is that good?
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. But I hadn't really done any animation up until the third year, and then I did this one project which was like a sort of flash project where it was like clicking through like a book.
Okay.
I just sort of took it sort of a step further. So like scanning my artwork, and then just started to make this little sort of game within it. It was like you were trapped inside. You had to find like a certain thing to click to get out.
So it was interactive.
Yeah, it's like a flash game, which was pretty weird for the first thing to do. But like, yeah, I guess after that I just decided. Well, it's my tutor at the time, Rob Mason. He was like, yeah, you should apply to the RCA. And it was just like after spending so long just drawing and sort of concentrating on illustration, it was nice to just find animation right at the end. And I was
Right.
like, ah,
Had you not?
but this is what I really want to do, and it was
Had you not really thought about that before?
I mean, the way Norwich worked was the first year was it was kind of modular, and you did a little bit of everything. So I did it, but just the animation at Norwich it wasn't particularly strong, and it didn't like make me want to do that there. And the
Right.
illustration course was better. So
And have you done much illustration since?
I don't know. I guess I try and I probably spend more time designing and illustrating than actually animating.
So you're currently it's another thing. You're currently represented by Studio AK as
Yeah.
a director and art director, right?
Yes, yeah.
Which is a full-time job.
Yeah.
How does that factor into being part of Moth Collective?
Well, it works in that we all still if we get a job through, that we all sit and sort of think about direction and design together, and that's only in sort of evenings and weekends.
Yeah, so it's just those first stages, really.
Yeah,
I guess is the most important part.
Yeah.
Just to,
Yeah.
We always make sure that we're in this together.
So when a job comes in, all three of you are sort of get together and have a meeting, get your heads
Yeah.
together.
Yeah,
make
exactly,
plans
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff.
And then chip in with animation or something.
Yeah,
at
exactly.
the time.
Yeah, whoever has more time.
And then, all right. So it's just purely whoever has more time kind of comes with the initial.
it's not. I mean, it's not always the decisive factor, but it's definitely a factor.
Right.
It's and often a job, it's obvious who,
Sure.
who's going to design it. Like
Right.
I mean, often we've shared design a lot in the past as well.
Okay.
Um,
Because that's one thing that I was kind of curious about looking at your website. Is everything on your website that you've done together just says directed by Moth,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
then also like designed by Moth maybe or something, or it
Yeah.
doesn't say designed by anybody
Yeah,
specifically.
generally we don't. If if everyone's had an input, we just do design. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't feel that somebody needs to specifically have ownership over it or anything.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Not really.
It's like-
Yeah, we've never.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels more joint in that way, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's like a collaborative.
I think there have been a few projects where we've specified who designed it. If it was just that person, and it was
Right.
Yeah,
more
I mean-
specifically
For
their
example,
thing.
Yeah.
The NSPCC Sarah one,
Oh yeah.
because that we did. There was 2 films to do, so we said, okay, you take one, like
Right.
Dan take one, I'll take the
Right,
other.
this is-
So then it was obviously very, like almost like an individual.
Yeah.
But that's not online, right? The NSPCC.
Hmm?
Yeah, Margot's one.
That's not online.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's bad.
because that was really bad.
So wait,
Because-
so there's this thing that you did, which was NSPCC Sarah's story.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's so lovely. I love that.
And there's so there's two films, one
Yeah.
of which is not online.
Yeah.
Yeah, because although funnily enough, it was the one that had less problems when we were at the production stage, because Eamon O'Neill did one as well. It's funny because mine was the one that
Got the least
got the least
hassle,
hassle.
along the way.
And then in the end, you know, Eamon's came out, Dan's came out, and mine would just not come out. And I chased them for ages, and then they said eventually that the producer, who was YCN, they said, we don't know what's going on, and SPCN disappeared on us. And then basically they said that the girl who was talking, whose interview it was, because it was an animated interview, it was like a documentary. So the girl who was talking in the interview decided that she doesn't want her story to be online anymore.
Yes.
And she said that's it. And NSPCCs are very strict with the policies, and they said, well, it can't go out.
Yeah.
And I said, well, it's a 2.5 hand drawn on paper animated film. Like, can we not just hire an actress and re-record? And also the story was very general.
Yeah.
It wasn't something specific, like you would recognize who the person is. But they're really strict about it, and we just couldn't put it online.
Yeah, that's a shame. It was a tricky one, that one, because all the way along it was, obviously it's that person's story and they've actually like been through this event.
Yeah.
And so of course like their decision is like absolutely final.
Yeah.
And there was just like a lot of, back and forth about scenes and things and what we show, and it was quite a tricky.
Just censored, I guess.
Yeah,
Yes,
like,
yes,
I guess
very
that's
necessarily
all the
so.
times that stuff gets chucked out. Like that's maybe a time where you could be slightly understanding of
Yeah,
somebody.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously shit. You spent all the time working on it. It didn't go out, but like,
yeah, it's
there's something
comedy
about
argument
there's something
against
about stuff that's from real life that's personal, which is
Yeah.
somehow different. I think. Which is
no, it's fine. Yeah, it's definitely that seems like I suppose it's heartbreaking, but then that's a kind of the silver lining that that
It's
you're
not some-
offending someone.
It's not some ad exec just having
Yeah,
a bad
exactly.
day and says,
Yeah.
no, try and
I've been in some dark meetings where they're talking about why to change stuff.
But yeah, I guess it kind of comes back to your was it your graduation film, which is about is your mum talking, and then
So
you
it's not.
animated over the top of that.
It's not my mom. My mom. I did the interview with my mom, and it was a 3-hour interview, and it was
Wow.
on Italian, and I didn't want to use her voice again because in my first year film I had my parents talking,
Okay.
and also I would have to subtitle it again. And I noticed from my first year film that because my my drawing is a bit abstract, so it takes you need to pay some attention to it in the first place. If you have the subtitles as well, it's just too confusing.
Yeah.
So a lot of people recommended maybe you should do this in English. And I found an actress who is Italian, but she grew up like from 13 onwards. She grew up in England, so she spoke English obviously, but had a little bit of an Italian.
Right.
Could do a little bit of an Italian. Yeah, say the few words I needed, and she was really nice.
Oh, wonderful.
So it's like a film in which your mum is describing the story of her life in a way, like meeting
Yeah.
your dad and having you, and I guess her regrets and like things that she was happy about.
Yeah.
Is that a good
It's
summary of
heavy.
it?
Yeah. I was basically a bit of an homage, I suppose, to my mom, and I don't know necessarily if I would have done it now, to be honest.
Oh really?
Yeah, but
Why is that?
because now my idea has changed, so that maybe I say things. I say things differently now, and
Right,
maybe
right.
now I'm being more objective. But I think
Yeah.
at the time I was quite subjective about some things.
Right.
And I don't know. I almost felt like I wanted to give this film almost like a present. Like I owed her this.
Right.
So I don't regret doing it.
But you wouldn't do it today.
No, I think, yeah. I
That's
think
right.
I
Well,
see
it's
things a
just
bit
in
different.
there.
Did you ask your mum before you did it? I mean, I assumed like she knew. she knew when you press record on the
the
2 hour
3rd of
interview.
July, and you're going to see
Yeah.
something that will shock you.
After the 3-hour interview, Mum was like, "What's this for again?" I think.
Yeah, with a massive microphone. Basically, I said to her, my initial idea was to do it about motherhood and how mothers sometimes have to deal with so many layers of responsibilities.
Mm.
At least in a country like Greece.
Mm.
So where the man's position is quite detached from the family, and the mother is the one who really literally deals with the children. So I wanted to do it about that, but then I interviewed her about motherhood, but in the end she said so many things that I was interested in and I liked that it ended up being a film about her and not just about any mother. Yeah.
What's the name of the film again?
My Mother's Cut.
Yeah, it's a really nice film actually. I'd never seen it before today. That's one thing that's kind of good about this podcast. Like you end up doing a bit of research, and
Yeah.
it was really really nice actually.
I'd say the one thing I really like about you guys, and I think it might be coming from the fact that you do sort of split up and go freelance and stuff, is that your work kind of has a signature and then it doesn't as well, because like if you look at your film, it's beautiful, but your styles have kind of evolved now, and it's I really like that about your work, because each time something comes out, like the was it the WWF? Is that right?
Yeah.
That felt very different from anything I've seen from you guys before.
Yeah.
Where did that sort of, is that the kind of direction from the?
To be honest, that felt quite close to your film.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was like a comedy.
Yeah, I'd probably say it was one of the closest to our films we've done. Almost too close.
Oh, maybe I'm talking shit.
Do you mean the Amazonia one? Do you mean the?
Oh yeah, of course.
yeah.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
mixed up.
Yeah.
I
So
think
what's the name of the Amazonia one?
It's quite
Amazonia
weird title.
Security Agenda.
Yeah, that's the one.
Amazonia Security Agenda.
Yes, right.
Okay, and that was
Amazing title.
that was like a promotional film for some conference.
Yeah, it was for this charity called the Global Canopy Program.
Yeah.
It was kind of an interesting one because it wasn't. The idea was the product wasn't designed to go online for like everyone.
Right.
It was actually specifically targeting policymakers in South
Oh, really?
America. So it was quite interesting. And they said to us that basically they came to us because they didn't want something that was like facts and figures and things like that. They wanted to tell the story and have a kind of narrative thread. So we kind of worked with them on how the film would kind of flow, all these places.
And how did the design process work on that? Because the design, like I think, as Tim said, like, it does look quite distinctively different from. Like I feel like there was a point where you guys were doing quite kind of like loose, sketchy, animated stuff, and then it's kind of become a little bit more kind of graphic design, colourful, and.
I think there was something about because it was like in the rainforest, and it really, we all decided I think it really had to feel really like lush. And really like you're in this world, and although I think like a simple style can work really nicely, like for Margot's film, for example, that works perfectly because it's all about sort of fractured memories and these kind of drifting things, and for this we needed to create something that was more.
Yeah, I think it's good that we. Yeah, I mean, it's
I think we just wanted
good to evolve and to.
Yeah.
I did not mean that as a.
I was just saying
as
like
a compliment. Yeah.
Yeah, why the fuck you change your style?
Break those pencils out, man.
They are coming out very soon. But also the client told us that we have to be very careful because it doesn't have to feel. It needs to tell the truth, but it doesn't have to feel very depressing or negative. That was the thing.
It
It didn't
definitely
have to
doesn't,
feel
no,
negative,
no.
so we had to make it quite.
Yeah, I think even with like the city, the shots in the city at the beginning, definitely the thing was like, we don't want the city to feel like drab and like, ugh.
Like a
And then you're in the
disaster.
forest and it's amazing. It's like everything had to feel really
Yeah.
vibrant and colourful. So,
Do you think that these kind of the evolution of your style comes from the fact that you go off and work with separately and then come back together, or
I guess so.
Yeah, I guess it must do really.
Definitely.
It's definitely changed a lot.
Style's a weird thing anyway, isn't it? It's like, because
Yeah.
you kind of want to try new things and...
Some people don't know, you know. Some people do just sit on their haunches and just keep
Yeah, that's
doing
true.
the same stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I open my sketchbook, in the end, I do draw the same.
Right, yeah.
So I
yeah.
think there's a difference between drawing and designing.
Yeah.
If you see my sketchbooks now, they look worse than they did then.
Worse.
Yeah, because I don't keep them as
Oh yeah.
as much as I used to. But yeah, my sketchbooks are definitely look like my films.
Mm.
But then if I have to sit down and design, then yeah, you have
Yeah,
to
I
think
guess it's
more
the same
about.
with
Yeah.
Sorry, it's the same with you guys, like just reacting to a pitch. And I know from being at AKA that, you know, you go through a multitude of stars and then it's like, well, what did I do? Like, you know, where did you start? Or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that's fine. I think it's good to.
So when a pitch comes in at AKA, they don't say it needs to be in this style. They just throw it out to everybody and say do some doodles or what.
Can be sort of like, it's guided. Yeah. They'll say, you know, it's, you know, CG or whatever, and then
Right,
or, you know,
sure.
dependent on the budget, you know, changes how you work.
I mean, your style particularly, I think, maybe again because you're more active online, I know a little bit more about, you know, what your illustration work looks like and your animation stuff as well. But like the film you did for Late Night Work Club, looks pretty wildly different from Manta Fisher, for example. I mean, but there must have been a pretty big kind of journey to get from there to there.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I mean, when I said I only started animating really just before I started at the RCA, and then I think everyone was just getting into sort of Photoshop animation when we were at the RCA.
It's definitely a thing.
Yeah, and I was drawing a lot and illustrating a lot in Photoshop using custom brushes and stuff. So I think you worked on Tom Judd's film, which was the first
Yeah,
time I'd
that's
seen
right.
somebody who's like.
I
worked on Bruce.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that is my favourite. One of my favourite shorts.
Yeah, it's great.
Favourite.
I spent
What
2
bit did
weeks.
you do?
And he did it in.
I did a lot of artworking stuff. I think it was
Oh.
like, it was amazing. Like I mean, this was like, I don't know where this was on
Hat.
stage, but when I turned up, he'd like almost finished it already.
Yeah, he was really
Like I started it only a few months before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like artworking stuff in Photoshop, and I was like, whoa, this works really well for, you know, this.
Back then, they have the timelines.
Yeah,
three.
it did.
Yeah, it's primitive.
Yeah, it was primitive, but
It's bad now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like that primitive. I don't know. I think that's probably why we've all used it.
Yeah.
To some extent, because
But that's it. I guess I picked it up like that, and I was just learning to do that. So it was like
Is that how you did your film?
my graduation film was all
Photoshop.
animated in Photoshop.
Wow, it does look very pencily.
Yeah, I guess so. But
Which film's this?
that's Mata Fisher. It's like, and the CG in that is just all After Effects kind of 3D layers that are weirding me out. But I don't know. It was just me learning, so I felt that. I guess Flash. as
How
well
much of
was-
that did you do yourself, and how many people helped you?
I'd say I did like 80% of it or something, and then there's a few helpers.
And do you do After Effects and that kind of thing as well?
I've never been taught properly, so it's just I use my own way of doing it. I'm probably a little bit better at it now.
Because you're also directing 3D things now,
Yeah, I mean that's
which I think that, like, particularly the Breezeville thing that you
Mhm.
did was pretty different from a lot of other. It seems like there's not that. I'm always surprised by how little people are sort of like pushing the visual style of 3D generally. Like I was, I was looking for some reference the other day for something that
You
was
found
just
that.
like anything different. And yeah, that was one of the things that kind of kept on coming back to. And
You
it's
said that
really-
into Siri and it just shows anything different.
it is. Yeah, I mean that was. I guess it was a hard sell. It was it's
what to the client.
yeah.
Is that the oil company one?
No, that's that oil thing I
Oh.
did. That was like my first job at AKA, which was pretty far out for like a first job.
Yeah, it was a big one.
Because it was live action as well.
Yeah.
Sure.
I
What-
still
what's the
have.
one
And so you did it. So the process was that you did a pitch, and then they sort of brought into an illustrative style, and then the
Yeah.
3D guys had to figure out how to do that in 3D.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, overseeing, and I was working with, because I was a junior when I was doing the Stato one, that I was working with Mark Crest there as well. So he was.
Who's Mark Quest?
He's a senior director at UK,
Right.
and so he was sort of overseeing it, and I was like a bit out of my depth, obviously. So it's
Right.
like it was nice to have him looking and
So,
sort of checking.
so like, how did the conversations go with the CG ops? Like, are you just like showing them a picture and they do it, or is it like, it's a back and forth thing where you do draw overs and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just drawing over characters. And I guess with the Breezeville one, it was pretty like block shaded with the sort of stippling brush.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. But did you art direct that or direct it?
Co-directed with Philip and Steve, the sort of animation director, Steve Small.
Oh right. Oh man, yeah, it's so beautiful that.
Yeah, it's fun to test some stuff
And
out.
it was hilarious that somebody just completely ripped that off the other day.
Yeah, right. What the hell?
I know.
So close.
Somebody put something up on Vimeo the other
crazy.
day, which is just like,
Exactly.
they've made absolutely no effort to like. It was like at the same
Shot,
camera
the same
moves,
opening shot.
Yeah.
It was
No.
like-
and it was
yeah.
just mental. It was just like you could probably have ripped that off stylistically, but just put different shots and different
Yeah.
colours
Make
in
an
there.
effort to
Not-
make a difference.
And someone ripped off the Amazon thing recently as well,
Oh, was it?
right? Wasn't we looking at that?
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it was a riff off.
I don't know. I think it's what you guys said, that I just saw there was a lot of similar camera shots, like the opening scene and the end, and I
Yeah.
thought, oh.
Yeah, it's tricky. I
It
mean,
definitely-
You guys must be onto something.
Definitely or maybe it wasn't as big a rip-off as the one you were talking about, but when I saw it I was like, yeah, this feels like that, and
Yeah.
there was certain things that they definitely referenced it.
Yeah, I think.
Does that piss you off more than flatter you?
Well, I got quite. I
No,
got.
it's a bit so.
I'm,
You do look pissed off.
I'm quite Mediterranean in that sense. Like when I get angry, I can get really angry.
Yeah.
So when I saw
Start
it,
getting the worry beads out. And
I instantly texted the guys. I was like, "What the hell?" And then whoever I said it to, they were like, "Oh no, you should be flattered." I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess I could see it that way."
Yeah. I suppose it's different if it's like a bigger project where someone's making lots of money.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they've got
yeah.
into, or if it's like it's a small thing.
No, I think it's all. I mean, we've had people like actually put our work on their site.
Oh my god.
We've had a few times
That
like
was-
that.
Yeah.
Like really
So
obscure, like
American,
American, like production companies or.
They made a studio, and they had people's work up, presenting it as this is what we do. This is us.
Oh man.
Wow.
So we had to like
And,
join
out
it.
there.
Watch out. Someone let us know via Vimeo.
Yeah. Someone emailed us on Vimeo and said, "Hey guys, I just noticed this website. They have my work up and they have your work up as well. And I've already contacted my lawyer, and maybe you should do the same." So yeah, we just called this guy and we left a voicemail basically saying,
Get off.
Just
I would love to
delete
have a
it
copy
now,
of that.
Or
or we'll
we'll
take
get
legal action.
We'll get our non-existent lawyer, on you. Or we'll get this other dude's lawyer to help us out.
Just turn up with a tuxedo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like just comb your hair over.
All three of us will have 3 lawyers.
Yeah, no, what
Put
you
each
think?
other's shoulders in like one of those.
Yeah, with big- big suit.
If you, if you one of you dressed up as like the big wig, and then one guy's like dressed up as a lawyer with some like books,
Yeah.
and then someone's got like an earpiece in, and they're like the security guy.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's how fucking big you
powder in
are.
it. It's great.
And we have like a good cop, bad cop style thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, this sounds like a good short in the making. I might put it on my website.
Something funny happened actually this year, that we got nominated for British Animation Award,
Okay.
and then was it
Oh yeah.
who was it?
But we didn't win it.
Yeah, but a blog.
I think it was Cartoon
Cartoon Brew,
Brew,
wasn't
maybe?
it?
Had put on their site that
Never
we,
heard of it.
one of those other animation
Yeah.
sites. We don't know what their name is.
Yeah.
It was like one of the it was like what's the one of the big ones basically said
Squiggly?
that we won.
There's a few weird things because
Oh,
I
right.
designed the award for our category.
That's
as well.
also
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
But I didn't know it was going to be that category, so right at the start it popped up and it just had
Yeah.
the sort of
commission.
design.
What was it? The best commissioned animation award from Dave Prosser. They're like, well,
We're
I
gonna
don't
win
want
it.
to win it now.
And this
We're going to win it,
This
Dave.
was on Cartoon Brew.
No, but basically they reported that we had won, and then that spread to every other
blog.
every other blog.
So we started getting all these emails from people we know saying congratulations.
Congratulations on winning the.
It's Robin sorted and we get all these people saying like, no, we didn't win it.
We didn't actually. Well, it's okay.
But
But anyway, so at the British Animation Awards,
Yeah.
Dave and I, had a little chat with Peter Lord. I was quite drunk at this point, and I thought, basically, I had this Peter Lord story from my animation past, and I asked Peter Lord if I could. I said, Peter Lord, can I tell you my Peter Lord story? And he said yes. So okay, so the
And
story.
now you're telling the story about you telling the story to
Exactly, it's super meta.
Wicked.
I've got lost in my own.
Your
But basically,
Peter Lord story.
So I was in second year of my BA course, and he was doing a big talk in a very small church, like right around the corner from my house in Bristol, where I grew up.
Yeah.
And I knew it would be a great place to go because no one else was going to go from the animation industry.
Yeah.
And I was right; it was just all old ladies and me, and my friend Ivor, who was on the course with me.
Yeah.
And so we rushed up to him at the end, handed him my DVD of my second year film.
How old were you at this stage?
What was I, 20? I don't know, second year BA, 20,
22,
what was that, 22?
21.
But still, you know, a whippersnapper,
Yeah.
big curly hair and
So eager.
scrawny. Anyway, so he bounded up to him with my DVD and handed it to him, and he said thank you, and kind of thought nothing of it. I went away for a week on somewhere I had no internet. I came back and I had an email from him saying, Daniel, please call me urgently. Here's my home phone number. Peter.
His home phone number.
Home phone number. So I freaked out. I was like, this is, because second year animation student, that was like a dream come true. I called
I
up
love
and
that.
I
It's like, give me Manchester.
and I called up and he was away till a few days later, so I had a nice conversation with his wife. So then basically I had this build up of a few days, like not knowing what this urgent need was.
Oh.
And but ultimately I was thinking, that's it, I'm gonna shoot to the top. I need to finish my degree. You love my film so much, my terrible second year film, that this is it.
I love your second year film.
Anyway, so eventually, I got hold of him when we spoke, and he said, "Oh well, actually, it's a bit embarrassing, but basically, I'm doing a talk next week, and I need someone to dress up as Wallace, and maybe your friend can dress up as Gromit, who you came with." And I was just like heartbroken.
why did he put urgent in?
I don't know. And that's what he said. After I'd finished telling him the Peter Lord story, he said,
Doesn't he
I
run
probably
like a
shouldn't have put urgent in.
multi-million-dollar animation studio?
Can you imagine? Yeah.
Why is he focused on finding people who are prepared to get dressed
Why
up
did he
as
need me?
cartoon dogs? Yeah. You're the only man who can dress up as Wallace.
Just I said,
Completely
I
described.
didn't do it.
Oh, you didn't.
I didn't do it. I don't know.
You seem surprised.
I didn't do it. No,
I'm quite
He
surprised.
had
that
morals
you didn't do
since
it.
then.
What did you say to him?
That was your way.
I said it was really
Excuse
nice,
me.
but I couldn't. I was busy.
Excuse me, that's beneath me.
I didn't say that, but I think I was so like
Hard
gutted in that moment.
Yeah.
There's no way I could say yes.
Amazing.
So I
well
said-
done. Well done for saying that.
But then and then we kind of said goodbyes and left, and then I called him back like 5 minutes later, like, oh, actually, can I come round and see Ardman? Because it's like not very far away from my house in Bristol. So
Yeah.
I got that out.
Oh, so you went and Peter Lord showed you around?
Yeah, he showed me
Oh,
around,
amazing.
and we had a chat about my
Did
film.
he
And
keep
was,
on trying to like measure you up for the green tank tops?
But he wanted you to play Wallace or Gromit.
I think I was going to be. I think he didn't mind. Basically, my friend, the friend I went with, he was like, one of you be Wallace. I obviously would have been
Was one of
Wallace.
you? Oh right, okay.
Yeah, I would have made my friend Wallace.
But being with Dan when he told that whole story back to Peter Lord.
Yeah, he took it really well though. Like he
did just. I'm sorry.
was just like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said urgent.
But did he recognise you? Because you obviously spent a day together.
No. God,
He didn't
this
recognise
is
you.
like 7 years ago.
Bigger fish to fry.
Yeah. I was just a little animation nerd. In my second year, I was, I don't know.
That's a winner, that story.
There we go. That's the beat also.
Anything remotely cool like that.
I got dressed up as Scooby-Doo once. I worked at Cartoon Network and I was the intern.
Oh,
They made
God.
us dress up as Scooby-Doo.
But this is why I was so impressed that you said no, because I was just like, sure thing, Scoob. I was just like, they were like, yeah, we're filming this thing. They're like, we're filming this thing for Poland, and it's like we're doing this whole promo thing where we need someone to go and like talk to kids in shopping centres and stuff. And when you
went to a shopping centre?
Yeah.
Oh no!
We're going to go to a shopping centre. We ended up going to Hampstead Heath.
You went dogging in Hampstead Heath.
The reason that it was like so much worse than it already was, like for a start, like I was an intern. It's always kind of awkward when you're an intern, right?
That's the thing, you were already there, so how could you?
Yeah,
say no?
I was there, and they kind of give me this opportunity, and I was getting paid, and I was like using a Wacom tablet. It's like exciting, and there was like copies and stuff, and they were like, yeah, do you want to do this? Do you want to do this thing? It's like it's really important. We need somebody to do it, like, and you're the only person who can do it.
You have
And I was like, yeah, I'm there.
You're with the power.
I've got your back. Don't worry. And so they bundled basically like all these guys bundled me into the back of a van with a Scooby-Doo costume, and we went to Hampstead Heath. And there was this really weird thing where it was like,
the Heath?
Out of all the places.
I'm not 100% sure. But there was, but it was also, I just moved to London, so I didn't know any of the like connotations of Hampstead.
Yeah.
But there was a thing where it's like legally Cartoon Network weren't allowed to have anybody in a Scooby-Doo costume like either put on or take off the suit out in a public place.
What?
So I had to get it on in the back of this tiny little fucking van. And then once I was out, I wasn't allowed to take it off until I got back to this van. And we went pretty far into
In
Hampstead
case
Heath
you broke the
as well.
spell.
I'm just
What
like
the-
envisioning someone like doing this, collecting money and dressed up as Scooby-Doo with his bucket, and then just like going into cardiac arrest, and then
You went to the
suck
next
his
He has to go to the ambulance first.
Some guy in a suit going, no, you can't take it off. Breaks his contract.
That's pretty much it. And then they were just, the funny thing was, they were just
Keep
like,
this Scooby snack.
once they got me out of the van, they thought it was so funny. They were just like, they hadn't really thought, that was it. They hadn't really thought, they were just like, yeah, just do stuff and it'll be fine. Just do stuff with like, look, there's a dog over there, go and talk to the dog.
Go sniff his ass.
And I could like barely hear people, and it was the hottest day on record in Britain for 5 years.
Wow.
So yeah.
I mean, I think you'd make a great
Brilliant.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, that was my introduction to animation. Then
Yeah.
Any cool stories at all?
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. Like one time my driver for my Wacom tablet sort of like broke and standing. It's about as cool as it gets.
Really? It broke? Like, how did it break?
I don't know, just computer shit.
Oh,
So, how soon after you guys formed as Moth did you get signed to AKA? Because didn't that kind of feel like you sort of were getting a bit broken up, or?
It's a weird one, but I did an internship at AKA when I was at the RCA.
Okay.
And then after I graduated, I was hired as a junior director, designer. But Moth was already in place before that, so
yeah, I do. I remember. I don't know. It never felt like it was going to be like a killer blow. I guess, and it obviously hasn't because we sort of carried on.
yeah.
We just made it work. Really.
Yeah.
But does that not stop you guys from Moth being signed as a collective somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not really. I don't know.
Is that something you guys even want to do?
Not really.
We had some
like-
weird offers.
Yeah, we've had offers
We
and
had
stuff,
some
and we.
good offers, and then you guys got signed as a duo.
Yeah, we did that. But that was. I don't know. It's
Did you have a
tricky.
name of the duo?
It's Daniel and Margot. Yeah. It's weird because it was so mother.
Butterfly.
It's just really it models everything a little bit. I think when we were signed as well, it kind of
Yeah, because it's like, what do we put up on their website? Do we put moth
Yeah.
work? And you know,
Yeah, we kept moth work off, and then it was-
weird.
We
didn't advertise it at all. We just didn't tell
What
anyone.
company was that?
CIA. It's the Central
Really
Registration.
the CIA.
Yeah. I think they're
It was the Central Registration Agency that.
That's amazing.
yeah.
They're a massive illustration agency.
Yeah, they're really big illustration.
They're
artists.
Yeah, and they
Did a
decided.
couple of assassinations.
Like the guy in the States that stole our.
But they were branching out into sort of hiring animation directors, but like really tentatively. So not,
Yeah.
they didn't push any of that work at all.
And this year they decided they're going back to illustration only.
Okay.
But yeah, we've kind of
Yeah.
sort of various offers and things, but I don't know. It kind of always felt like that it worked.
It's never got in the way of you guys going, oh, we really want to sign here, but then you can't.
No.
Right.
Quite.
How much has you guys like fact that you're in a collective got to do with you being mates, and how much has it got to do with like work?
Yeah, good question.
Like it is
Did he
part of
fit
it,
in?
right? Is
It's
it-
got to
Yeah,
be,
definitely.
right? It's got
Oh, yeah,
Well,
definitely.
not necessarily. I think you could have a completely professional relationship.
You're trying to say
Yeah.
that you hate me.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the reason that us lot are in a collective is a lot of it's got to do with being friends. But I can
Yeah.
conceive of people who have just like a purely business relationship.
Yeah. Which I guess would work in depending on which direction you wanted to take. But I think when you're doing what you guys do and what we do as well, which is more, I don't know, like a lot of personal projects going on at the same time, and everyone kind of pitching in, and then I think you probably need the friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But maybe if you're
It's-
starting a company like that is just a company that isn't creative,
Yeah.
and maybe I don't know. I imagine that there has to be a part of it is friendship.
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing actually, that a lot of people, I mean, for example, my flatmates, I don't live with artists or designers, and they, every time I say that I'm in the studio, every weekend I'll say, oh, I have to go to the studio or in the evenings and stuff, and they always say, oh, poor you have to work. And they don't get that it's actually, if I'm alone, it's a bit sad. But, if I have to spend my Sunday with the guys pitching on something and having a beer, then I'm actually having a really good time.
Yeah,
Because,
that is true.
you know,
Yeah, it's kind of hanging out.
Can I grab that as
So
well?
it's definitely important that we are friends. We're friends.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Mm.
And,
That's how it started. So.
yeah, exactly.
And do you feel like there's ever going to be a point where you might just go at it together? Oh god.
The tension's been building for 4 years, 4 long years.
Where you lot will go alone together and just be moth and get a studio space and.
We're just about to sign a contract for a new studio
That's
space.
wicked, man.
Yeah, because we've been in the same building as.
So immature.
I know. We've been sharing a space with Animate.
Oh yeah, right. And they've just got a new space.
Yeah, they're moving, so we're going to do the same.
Yeah.
And we've got a space, and we're going to share with some friends and
Where's that?
Nettle House and
What?
Yeah.
You in our old studio?
Yeah, pretty much, I think.
Possibly.
I think we're on your floor.
which room are
Fucking
you?
love that place.
13?
Yeah.
13. Yeah.
13.
That's where it all
We're-
started.
We're 106A.
106A.
I think that's
Yeah.
the
It's a
other
good
side.
one. It's a good one. Box
Yeah.
of Toys. by
Have you
Box
got
of
a
Toys,
window?
Yes. Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wicked, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So that.
I'm jealous now a bit.
Come back.
Yeah, come over. Come over.
It's nice because it's bigger than the one we have now. So it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bit comfortable.
And you're right next to like the best sound guys in London, man.
Yeah, Box
So-
of Toys.
Are they still
Box,
there?
Box
Yeah.
of Toys
Yeah.
Audio. Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
They're fucking
They
amazing.
did your film, right?
Yeah, they did all the
Mm.
sound for Everything I Could See From Here and Wallflowers and music as well.
Whoa,
Mm.
Great for
Yeah.
those two.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
They're
that's
super
great.
good. I guess it must be difficult to make certain decisions though, like as a group. Is there anything that you guys have ever got stuck on? Is there anything that you've ever disagreed on?
Our name.
Oh, really?
Yeah. To start.
Where did it come from?
I pitched Laser Fist. as the.
I think I went
I think I
hench.
was way off.
You was hench.
Yeah, we kind of
Hench.
Yeah, hench. Just like
Yeah,
a
right.
big muscly arm.
A girl in a collective called.
I think it would have
Like
fit
me,
us backwards.
the
Or laser
Laser
fist.
muscly arm. It's so funny, man. There's a show called Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and they
Yeah,
want to
I
make
love
a
that
party.
show. Love that show.
They do a fly that's a muscly arm, and it's
It
exactly
looks like a
on the
penis.
wall.
Yeah, that would have been a danger. I mean, that's
Yeah.
probably why we decided against it in the end.
So
Yeah,
who came up with Moth? It was you, Michael, was it?
yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course.
We were
It was
gunning
me.
for hench and
Nice.
laser fist, and then
I came up with it. I still remember it was like around 4 a.m. Like I was working on my film. It was the last days of the RCA, and I went to bed, and then I just had this illumination, and I texted you guys, and I was like, I found it. It's Moth, and you replied, which is funny. Like we were all working. We're obviously all up.
yeah.
Working
But no,
on
it
our
definitely
film.
felt right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know,
But I don't think we don't disagree.
No.
barely
Because
ever.
we just, you have a discussion like you guys probably do,
Yeah.
but.
I
Do
think-
you?
I've never disagreed on anything.
No, disagree.
But I don't know. I think we work
Nice.
differently actually, because like we kind of see ourselves as individual directors within a collective.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
Like I don't think there's ever been more than like 2 people on
Sure.
co-directing.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, I would think it's slightly different because we came together after we established relationships and
Yeah.
working methods, and we've done some work together already.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I think we're always fairly similar. I mean, when we turn down jobs, we all agree that,
Yeah.
The reason.
that
yeah.
we all
That's good.
totally on
Oh,
board.
I guess that's a good sign, isn't
if,
it?
If,
We're
if one
on
of
the
you
same
really
page.
wanted to do one,
Yeah,
would the other 2 have to veto it, or would you just do it?
yeah. I don't know actually.
I've never been in a
What would that happen?
situation like
We'll just have to deal with that when it comes. Just have a big Royal Rumble.
big fight.
Yeah.
I think you should write contracts. Everything illegal,
It's,
Have everything in writing. That's true.
every eventuality.
I just can't imagine that happening really.
What, having
No,
a fight?
Maybe that's just hopeful thinking. Well, no, if a project came and just one of us wanted to do it really badly.
No,
The other
yeah,
two.
we generally agree on morally on what we want to do. And
Most of the work you guys have done as a collective has been for non-profits or charities or non-governmental organisations. Is that something that's been like a conscious decision, or has that been just the kind of thing that's come your way?
it's kind of both, really. I mean, it's things have come, and then because we've done these projects, then that made other people like them contact us.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it was ever a
Sure.
conscious decision. Like I mean, we definitely
Sort of
set out
was
to
a
do.
little bit. It
Well,
was-
we didn't want to do commercial work. I mean,
Yeah.
that was the-
yeah, we set up as a collective to do projects that
You didn't
we
want
were-
to do commercial
No.
work.
Yeah, which is, I guess, why it fits into such a loose.
Oh, right.
collective
So,
sort
like,
of,
when you set up Moth, you were like, we're not going to do commercial work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
we
still-
said,
does that
let's
still
just
stand?
keep it
it
full.
still stands.
Really, you
Does
would
it still
do a
stand?
commercial?
Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. From going forward, I don't know. We have, that's something.
How is that going to work if you guys will have a studio and you want to sort of?
Keep overheads really low. No, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of worked up to now, and I think. I mean, it's not it's
Because
not
you
just-
all work individually as freelancers, and that
Yeah,
funds
and we can.
Yeah.
everything else.
It's
Yeah,
like
and
a
we-
passion project. It's like a
Right.
it's where we.
And we've done like a documentary, feature film, and some other feature work, and I think there's
There
kind
is
of-
generally money in it, right?
Yeah, there is, there
But
is.
It's not like shitloads of money.
Yeah,
it's not shit,
not
isn't
a
it?
lot,
But
exactly.
there are those projects out there,
Yeah.
and although our rule isn't we'll never do a commercial. Like up until now, we haven't done one, and that's kind of what we set out to do in the beginning, which was to do projects that we just really wanted to do.
And is that from a moral standpoint, or just because you just tend to get a bit more freedom with?
I guess it's both really. It wasn't like I don't think we were just so moral.
No,
and
exactly not.
righteous.
By the way, I
more
just
than-
really like since you guys said you never disagreed. I just really want to have a
Really?
creative
Okay, do
disagreement. I want to turn you against each other.
Yeah.
It probably can happen. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was never moral, but it's just sort of it's like a little thing. And we're all doing other things, so it's
Yeah.
It's amazing how when you just
Totally.
let things take its course, when you look back at it, it almost seems like people read into it. There was a plan and there was a direction, but it's just the natural flow of like how you guys like to work and your relationships.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we've ever approached someone to do
No,
Oh, really?
we've never really
Okay.
contacted.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So like all the stuff we've done has come to us.
Have you guys ever written like a business plan or a manifesto? Or anything?
Manifesto.
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all. I'm sure we've talked about it.
Yeah.
And then, subsequently forgotten it, but no, we've never done that. No.
Is there what's kind of the future now? Like what are you guys working on? Anything cool? You pitching on anything?
Well,
Yeah.
we've got the new studio, and we're gonna. Well, I don't know if Dave, you wanna.
Yeah, we're gonna do. There's like another late night work club.
No,
thing
wicked.
well, it's happening now really.
Are you guys doing it as moth?
Yeah, it's like something because last time it was so stressful trying to do that outside of work.
How much of that do you do yourself?
All of it, yeah.
Well,
Sure.
And I did a little bit at AKA, but I just burnt out basically.
Yeah.
And there wasn't enough time put into sort of pre-production and sort of coming up with something I really liked, and it just had to start. And then I don't know. I was just trying to like keep up with everybody and try and finish it at the same time. So this time, I'm going to take some time off and we're going to do it together.
Oh, that's great news, man.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
No, it's been
I
great
want to see
actually.
that.
Just like meeting up and talking about
Talking
ideas
about
and
it,
stuff.
getting excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the first kind of thing to kick you off in the new studio.
Yeah, exactly.
Break it in.
Break it in exactly. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
But I guess we're thinking about like something that fits within our world as well. So you're saying about like jumping styles and something. I guess we are now thinking more a little bit about like
Yeah, making something that is
is
us and
yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah, that people can recognize it's us,
Mm.
and it's not. Yeah,
But I mean,
And
also
that's-
that's taking into like all the new things we've done as well. So it's
Exactly.
yeah, like but keeping
things
that.
we've learned.
That's exciting because
Yeah.
I mean, is it 4 or 5 years since you graduated?
Yeah, 4 years.
Yeah.
So this would be the first thing that because you said that generally with Moth you sort of were involved in the initial stages, David, and then these guys go ahead and make it all.
Yeah, that and animation as well. I help.
Oh, you do? Oh, right,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But are you
But
guys
yeah,
going to
this
be
is
like
The
equally?
first thing that we just do
Yeah.
together from beginning till end.
In the same room.
In the same room.
That's
yeah.
wicked, man. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so good.
So it's
Oh, I really
exciting.
can't wait.
Took 4 years, but
Yeah.
No, man, maybe, like maybe that's for the best.
yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
How?
Well, football starts in 15 minutes. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've been.
I
Yeah.
guess that's why Tim's winding it up.
No, I'm not. Not at all. All right, I am. Yeah, I don't know. Like, you've got anything else?
No, it was super interesting.
Great. Yeah.
Fine.
Cheers, guys.
It's finally good that we've managed to do
Yeah,
it.
I
after 4 months.
Oh god.
Cool. When are we going to see this late night work club thing?
I think like October time,
Awesome.
which will probably slip until November. Because everyone's really-
That's not too much of a slip.
But the group's like expanded quite a bit.
Okay. Amazing.
So there's like I think there's like 16 now. or
Holy
something.
shit, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
really
that beast is
exciting.
growing. We're like,
Oh man.
It's gonna be a massive
So
screening.
Yeah.
We're gonna need breaks.
I mean, as a kind of like a concept anyway, like it's expanded past the late night work club because there's loads of those things coming out now. There's like
It's the way to do it.
what's the swap meet?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's one that's even something else club. Like it sounds a bit like late
Yeah,
night work
yeah.
club, but it's
Well, it's kind of crazy that didn't happen before on such a large scale, in a way.
it's
I mean, maybe it did. I mean, I know things have happened, but
I kind of feel like we're definitely like in a pretty weird. I don't know. It sounds real wank to say golden age of like indie.
indie.
But I do think that there is like a kind of moment now where people are making films
Yeah,
outside of art schools,
Mm.
and I think that like they feel different. Like the
Yeah.
films that you're seeing, which are made outside of art schools, I think that like you used to go to animation festivals and there was stuff that was in our that was made at school,
Yeah.
and it was kind of trying to,
Just tropey sort of.
in a way, yeah, it was in a way it was trying to hit certain.
You
kind
could
of,
tell it was supervised by
Yeah, it was.
someone older.
You had to pass the course as well
Yeah.
as and now people are just doing whatever the fuck they want. And some of it's rubbish, but some of it's like just mental as well. So
Mm.
Yeah.
true, it's good.
It's great.
But
But
yeah,
it-
can't wait to see it, man.
Yeah, I'd be interested.
So do we.
Yeah, it keeps going, and like I don't know, because I know Scott Benson, who set it up, he's doing that game at the minute,
Oh, yeah.
Night in the Woods, and he's like at E3 or something now promoting that. So he's like totally been whisked away into a different world, and
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's so nice to just have the emotional support, like you're saying, like I guess at school when you've got people around you and you're like, oh, your peers. I think that was at the RCA. It was a similar thing. Like we learned a lot from like the people we were around, rather than as the
Probably the most
tutors.
important.
It's great that because I think everyone has that experience. Like I sort of sometimes regret paying all that money to go and study, but then I think if I didn't do that, I would have never met
Yeah,
these people who just changed my
that's
path.
the most important thing.
Yeah,
And it was worth
I got
paying
from
that
it,
kind
yeah.
of stuff for it.
Well, it takes us back to where we started, which was about where we got our first job from, and then just
Yeah.
those connections is.
And like people will put that into practice outside of the.
But that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, like the Late
education.
Night Work Club is just being emotionally
Yeah,
supported by
there's
people
no
you respect.
funding,
It's just
there's
really,
no governing body, there's no marking system, no one's trying to get an A.
Yeah.
It's just
But some people need that structure. Don't you
Yeah,
think? I don't know.
yeah, maybe it's kind of. But then I'm meeting people now that haven't studied, and because they have that network online through Twitter and following people's blogs, and because there are projects like going on, like Late Night Work Club or whatever, they're helping out on those projects and learning,
Yeah.
and they're every bit as good as, if not better,
Yeah.
than people who are studying.
Yeah.
It is,
And
I
it's
think
kind of like
Yeah.
the whole model of what makes you good at school is removed from the school now,
Yeah.
and you can go and learn and be good just through being active and participating in this kind of indie scene that is kind of global. Like is Late Night Work Club. Like, will there ever be a day when everyone who works on that is in the same room together? Like, maybe not. Like it could happen, but
It's just that access to material as well. Like
yeah.
when we were at uni, like I don't know, to get like video, like VHS from
Yeah.
the library and stuff.
I suppose that was one of the important things that that these people chose specifically what to show you, and that's what inspired you a lot. But yeah, now that you can get inspired so much online, that
Yeah, you don't have to wait for like
Yeah.
a 1.0 DVD to come out.
Yeah.
So 2 years.
But it is
You
like,
can-
that's
you
really-
can just check Vimeo like
Yeah.
every day and see.
yeah.
But that's really focused. I think schools are important because you get to meet people from different disciplines.
Yes.
And like, especially the RCA, that was really important. Sort of.
Well, they're definitely
Not
doing
being
something right,
sort of-
though, aren't they? Like, because everyone who comes out, they're like, I've been aware of people before they go into the course, and then they go in, and then
Just get.
they go in and they come out the other side just a bit more polished and refined.
Boot camp.
Yeah, I think they're doing something right there. I mean, I haven't been there, so I can't really speak.
Yeah.
I think what is interesting is to be, as I say, with people from other disciplines, especially our MA course. We studied with people that did architecture or as I said, product design, and they can inspire you in a way that maybe you wouldn't if you had been just surrounded by animators.
Yeah.
That was the nice part. Yeah.